Hello, my name is Nwadikwa-Jonathan, and I have been invited to speak to you about my experience as an employed pupil within the Crown Prosecution Service. So starting off with the format of my pupillage, as far as that is concerned, it hasn't been too different from a traditional pupillage. The pupillage is 12 months in length, which is then divided into 2 sixes. And in that sense, it is quite typical in the way that it's set out. However, the substance has been anything but. Owing predominantly to the size of the organisation, and then of course its engagement with the broadest spectrum of criminal and quasi-criminal work, this has meant that there really is no such thing as a typical pupillage experience within the Crown Prosecution Service. From the outset, you are given the reins of your professional development and are encouraged to tailor your experiences to suit your career aspirations. In short, you can be tactical and you can arm yourself with specialist knowledge from an incredibly early stage in your career. And this brings me to the central theme of my presentation. The pupillage system as we know it has endured for hundreds of years because it produces the level of professionalism that the Bar of England and Wales is globally renowned for. It has endured because it works. However, whilst the traditional pupillage experience cannot be replaced, it can be enhanced. During my first 6, I was able to take on many of the tasks that one would expect of a criminal pupil. I drafted skeleton arguments, I drafted charges for the charge sheets and counts on the indictment, legal applications, court letters, opening notes, you name it. I shadowed at court, I attended conferences, and I took on a number of additional research tasks. However, again, owing to the unique nature of my specific organisation, I was able to engage in CPS-specific review work. I drafted early investigative advice for the police, which involves assessing the evidence of the cases that are due to be submitted and advising on potential lines of inquiry, which might then strengthen the case or perhaps enable a fully informed charging decision. I made charging decisions by applying the full code test to assess not only whether the evidence is there to provide a realistic prospect of conviction, but also taking a quasi-judicial approach, deciding whether or not it's actually in the public interest to pursue the matter based on the individual facts of each case. And this allowed me to think about the law more holistically than I'd ever done before. When you're getting to the heart of what that particular piece of legislation actually sought to remedy, and whether that particular incident fits that category, you start to think about the law in a much broader sense, actually trying to go to the mischief that they seek to address. And then to top this process off, I would also shadow our cases at trial. And in doing so, I was able to engage with a case for its full life cycle, seeing the criminal process from cradle to grave. I've also been fortunate enough to tailor my pupillage towards my own career ambitions of working in transnational and international crime, and I did so through targeted internal and external secondments. I refined my critical approach to evidence in the RASO unit, shadowed a murder trial at the Old Bailey with the homicide unit. During a secondment to the counter-terrorism unit, I was involved in the most significant prosecution of a far-right extremist group since the 1960s, and more recently in the Supreme Court hearing in the case against the former First Lady of Liberia for torture carried out during the Liberian Civil War. I've been exposed to high-value drug traffic and money laundering cases with the Organised Crime Division, a number of hearings and appeals with the Extradition Unit, and I've even drafted submissions on unduly lenient sentences for the law officers whilst at the Attorney General's office. And now, 1 month into my second 6, and it has continued in much of a similar vein, with further internal secondment scheduled. As far as my training as an advocate is concerned, I have benefited from a comprehensive in-house training program, in addition to the wisdom kindly shared while shadowing a huge variety of experienced Crown prosecutors, Crown advocates, agents, and of course, counsel. And there is no shortage of opportunities to put this into practice in both the Magistrates' Court and the Crown Court, as anyone who has ever done a busy Magistrates' Court list can perhaps fully attest to. And perhaps more rarely, I will even be able to try my hand at defending in court, having confirmed the first practicing secondment to chambers in CPS history. So, on reflection of the experience, what has worked well? And I think I can limit this to 3 points. Firstly, flexibility. A benefit of my pupillage, and perhaps employed pupillage more generally, is that rarely you can take control of the training program and design it to fit your own career goals. Second, opportunity. From an individual point of view, my pupillage has given me the opportunity to engage in highly specialist work at the earlier stages of my legal career. However, from an organisational perspective, this manner of pupillage gives you an opportunity to be creative in designing a program which best suits your business needs. And third and finally, diversity. We have a saying where my family hail from, and that is that it takes a village to raise a child. And I think that the same thing applies to pupils, certainly this one at least. My unique position as a CPS pupil has allowed me to benefit from the advice and guidance of members of the self-employed and employed bar alike. And this broad perspective, this broad pool of mentors and counsel has given me the clarity to make informed decisions about my future in a way that I might not have otherwise been able had it been one or the other. In sum, I truly do believe I've been incredibly fortunate with my experience to date. My pupillage experience has been complemented by the unique features of my organisation, which has enabled me to further my career goals and really get the most out of my training. And in conclusion, and to reiterate a point that I made at the very outset of this presentation, the pupillage experience cannot be replaced, but it can be enhanced. Thank you very much for listening.